Guys, we're moving on to OU football talk now. I debated back and forth on if we should talk about this or not because way too early top 25 polls are pretty dumb. They're pretty stupid. But the most clickbaity of clickbait top 25s came out this week, not from just one guy, from multiple guys. And it's the Athletic. Is the Athletic now, Mandel?
Mm-hmm.
Stuart Mandel of The Athletic put out his top 25 poll too early, and Brett McMurphy. Neither of them have the University of Oklahoma in the top 25. And I want to open this up to Mark because Mark had a really good tweet earlier today that made a ton of sense. And I want him to explain what he said.
So basically all of these, I don't know. I don't want to disparage anyone, but the people who are making the claim that Oklahoma is just destined for an absolute breakdown, they don't really take criticism at all. You push back on anything that they say, and the immediate thing that you get back is, oh, Oklahoma fans don't really know what's going to come their way. Oklahoma fans are, as Tom Fornelli put it, very much in the got dumped, but telling mutual friends that it was their decision phase.
What a whack explanation. Sorry, go ahead.
No, you're fine. It's weird, but that's the way that they want to paint these things, when in fact OU went 11-2 in 2021, 7 of those games with a true freshman starting at quarterback. We added a top 10 recruiting class, a top 10 transfer portal class, a coaching staff that 95% of college football would take over their own, just if you took all the pieces and compared it to teams across the country. In fact, according to @Rivals Portal, the highest number of portal entries for scholarship players since August 1st doesn't even have OU in the top 10. It actually has USC in the top 10. There's more stability here than they are giving us credit for. OU is an institution, like our namesake, Bob Stoops, said. This program is bigger than one guy, and we're going to be just fine. My thing that I think I learned today is it's time to stop feeding the trolls, because they do this knowing we are going to take the bait and post about it and get them more clicks, and they're not worth the time anymore. We know OU is going to be fine, and we're going to show them in the fall.
So Mark made a good point about all the reasons why OU is going to be fine. I go to a different side of it. Look at it this way. OU's still in the Big 12. Who is their biggest competition? Iowa State lost pretty much everybody. Baylor is sending 7 guys to the NFL Combine, so they're all gone. OSU's entire defense was 35 years old. They're gone. Texas, okay. No.
Yeah, we talked about Bijan last week.
Like who else? Who else?
I mean,
OU can lose 2 conference games next year and still be in Dallas and still win the conference. They still can. And a 9-4 Oklahoma team that still wins a Big 12 conference title, they won't be 9-4. That was a bad example. But like a team that wins 10 games still, but loses 3 or 2, you're telling me that team still can't win a conference title in a Big 12 that, no offense, is probably going to be down next year? That's my dog Sophie scratching on the door. That's where I'm coming from.
I think if you make a case that Baylor is sending 7, you have to keep in mind OU is sending 11.
Well, I know, but that's the point I'm making. OU's sending it, and OU's dead. OU's dead. But Baylor's doing it, but Baylor's okay.
I mean, my take on this is all for clicks.
I know.
Like they know exactly how
we're talking about it.
I know. And they know exactly how passionate this fan base is. We've talked about that a lot on this podcast, how passionate we are. You can see it in Twitter. And we just went through something that is, I think, a very basically like an emotional breakup in a way, live on Twitter for everyone to see. And everyone's like, oh yeah, we can get clicks off this. We can do it. They're passionate. We can do that. So they're going to do it. And I can tell you right now, probably most of these people are going to come out with their top 25 poll right before the season starts, and OU's probably going to be in it. And they'll just be like, oh, well, things changed. I got more clarity across the season. They perform well at the spring game and all this kind of stuff. They're going to make some like bullshit or something. And just, that's why I think, Mark, you put in here somewhere in the outline, like, just keep these receipts, right?
Yeah.
Don't give them the time of day. Just keep the receipts, and we'll see.
Well, I think you're right. We're going to see a lot of people with phrases like, count me amongst the detractors in the spring, but I'm a believer now. Sorry, my dogs are going crazy back behind me. But like that's gonna happen with some of these guys, and we just got to know that they're playing the game now. It's the off season.
Pat, Matt, anything?
I would just say, yeah, it's clickbait. I'd agree. OU is a very passionate fan base. If you ever follow OU people on Twitter, I mean, they get after people. Absolutely. So obviously they know what they're doing. I would like to see everything come together, right? We always talk about top 10 recruiting class, the coaching staff coming in. I just want the season to start so we can see it in action, right? And probably the first test of the year is going to be that third game where we go up to Omaha and play Nebraska. That will give me a better tell of what this football team can look like moving forward, especially in this year with all the changes and all that we've coming in. So that's what I'm waiting for. I could care less about what
that game's in
currently saying.
That game's in Lincoln, right? I don't know.
Lincoln, sorry, not Omaha.
It's okay. It's Nebraska. There's two towns. You just picked the wrong one.
Right. It's a bunch of
not a big deal.
cornfields.
Yeah, it's all right. No big deal.